Hello,
Hey.
little Grace. Look at him. He's like, I'm gonna get up.
Adam needs to take the screen on, doesn't he?
How are you? I see 1, 2. Where's the third one?
Yeah, I am here.
He sound like Scotty. He said, "Hi, I'm here." Oh no. I think you sound like, who's that said, "I'm here"? You saw my fiance, he's from Scotland. So somebody kind of sounded like him right there.
Scottish.
Yeah, well, he kept,
Near enough.
Yeah, and you know what? And he's a soccer fan, and you guys are from Liverpool.
Yeah.
He is not a fan of Liverpool. You are.
No.
Manchester United is his team.
Nah. We can't have that, buddy.
Yeah. But Brianna right here, she's a Liverpool fan. She gives him the blues about that. Yes.
Well, first time in 30 years, I'll take it.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I didn't even introduce them because I went from one interview to another. You guys are my third for the day.
Jeez.
So I have to introduce you guys. This is the band Little Grace from Liverpool, and I'm gonna let them tell them about themselves because it's 3 of them, and I don't have all the information. So who's gonna go first?
You gonna go, Carl?
I'll do it. So we are a 3-piece bedroom pop band from Liverpool. We make like quite DIY sounding pop, similar to the kind of stuff you're hearing from Jeremy Zucker and in that field. And we're friends from high school, which high school over here is that high school in America?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Same. So we go to college and university and that together, and now we're just working on making music and putting it out. But we've been friends for how long? How long have we been friends for? 10 years?
About 10, 11 years, something like that, yeah.
So when you say DIY or bedroom pop, what does that mean? Can you explain that a little more?
It's what it says on the tin, like it's homemade pop, like everything's done where we're sat now. Like, so I'm in my studio, Adam's in his studio, Ben's in his studio, and that's where it's done between them studios. We do work with other people, but the majority of the time it either gets started or finished in one of these rooms.
Okay. Because when I read that, I said DIY bedroom pop. I've never heard that before. This is the first time I've ever heard that. So Brianna said kind of like a Maroon 5, or you guys kind of like a Maroon 5. Do you know who they are?
Yeah. We're not as we're probably not as polished as Maroon 5.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
And I don't have Adam Levine's body as well, which
like Brianna said, like Panic at the Disco? Panic at the Disco? Kind of
more
like John Bellion or someone like that, if you've heard of him.
Now introduce yourself, because I've been seeing you pop in and out with that beard. Yeah, so introduce yourself.
I'm Adam. I'm one of the vocalists, and I play guitar and keys in the band.
You're Adam. Okay, so which one of you guys I read that had a real bad breakup?
Ben.
That would be me, yeah.
Don't be. and so you guys decided to put this group together after this breakup? Is that what happened?
We wrote the EP after the breakup. But like, yeah, I suppose that was the main reason why we wrote the EP. But we've got like there's a whole host of tunes on our Spotify, and it's like it all varies. It's like I suppose it's just like music is our way of dealing with things. So when it comes to anything that's like emotionally hard, or even just like if we're feeling a bit rough, or we have like stories from friends, we kind of convert that all into like a creative way, and then the music comes from that.
I mean, so the fact that you're a guy, and you just opened your feelings up like that, how was that received?
I'm not 100%. I can't really say, because I guess some guys probably think that it's not very masculine, but I don't really have a problem being quite open, and the guys are exactly the same. We're all like, we're very aware about men's mental health and just mental health in general. We have done some work for mental health before as well, like released a single like called My Bed, which was based around men's mental health and raising money towards that. But I think it's always better out than in as a guy, because the stereotype is that like men shouldn't speak about these things. They should be tough and they shouldn't be a pussy, so to speak. But like, yeah, it's pretty important that we discuss things and get them off our chest, innit?
Wow, I'm gonna have to remind my fiance about that one. Yeah.
You
I told him you guys were coming on today. He was like, "Babe, send me your music." I was like, "I don't have it just yet, but I will. After the show, I will."
He don't like Liverpool. Why you won't?
But he said he's gonna listen to your music though, so he's ready for it. I said, "Now keep in mind they're from Liverpool." He said, "I got it. Yeah, I always ask myself, why don't you like Liverpool?" And he said, "Well, apparently he was younger and somebody, beat him up there, so he got jumped on in Liverpool, so he's like,
yeah.
It's a big thing, yeah.
Liverpool has had its issues over like the last 40 years. But right now it's in a better place than maybe what it was in the like the 80s and 90s. But now
So is it better than it was in the 80s and 90s? Is it better?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay,
a lot of investment, a lot of money put into it.
Really?
Yeah, it's a budding city, some may say.
Well, when we actually get over there, I'm gonna have to convince him to go, because he's like adamant.
Absolutely not. Nowhere near Scousers.
Oh my gosh. So my question is, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this question. How do you guys see your careers evolving? What's like the next phase for you guys?
Well, I guess coming from university, I think everyone that starts doing music has this idea of like a record label or something like that, like signing them. And I suppose in a roundabout way, it would be great to be able to sign some form of deal in the future, but we'd be very cautious about like who we choose to sign with, just because we're more interested in the creative side of things, and we'd like to have like full reign on all of that. So like an independent kind of thing would probably be best for us. But like, I suppose at the minute, the way things are going, it's just cool as like an outlet. We're fine just kind of like collaborating with other artists and expanding the fan base and like keep putting music out, I suppose.
Yeah, so since we've started like creating, it's always been a very natural and very real product, if you can have a real product. But it's always been natural, and it's always been, we give ourselves deadlines, but we've never pressured the deadlines, and we've never had to release a single by a certain date. It's always been ready, and it's always, like as Ben mentioned before, we've got a lot of music that we sit on, so it's never like, oh, we need to do this because of this deadline and people aren't interested anymore. It's more of a case of, all right, well, if we've got the funding, we've got the budget, we've got a song there, let's put something to it and put it out.
So do you all you guys write songs, or just one person writes the song?
it's like a collaborative process. It depends on where we are. Sometimes we co-write with other songwriters. So we work with a team from Manchester. So your husband will be happy about that. Called the Six, and they're like they're a great songwriting team, quite well known in the UK. But like we always go in as a band. So Callum and Adam always have input on the writing. For the last EP, I wrote all the lyrics for the track, but Callum and Adam worked alongside with a producer called T, and they wrote all like the music side of things for that. So it's all like always a collaborative process.
So you guys say you sit on a lot of music. So why are you sitting on so much music, or are you just gonna release it in your own time? I mean, what's the time frame to get as much music out there as you can? What's your time? Or do you have one?
Yeah, like we put this EP out. When did we put this EP out? June, July, and that was the pretty much like the beginning of like the amount, like the beginning of releasing music that we have. Like when we had a lot of music, so it's like we just put 6 tunes out as a like this is this is the escapism, this is the EP, and then like anything after is just it's just art, like just art and like projects that like we're something that we're passionate about. So the next thing is going to be a single that we're working on now. We don't have a release date, but we would like to get it out by the end of the year. We want to get it out before November. If it happens, it happens. If not, it doesn't. And doing it like that, we tend to have like a better relationship with not only the people who we work with, because we're not kind of pressurizing other people to get jobs done, but also like our fan base and the people who we show our music to tend to connect a lot more with it. Because I think I was having a conversation with an artist called Sam Volo once, and he was talking to me about like the imperfections within an artist.
Okay.
Is what makes people more attracted to an artist. So as an independent artist on Spotify, our playlist is under one of our personal profiles. You know, like on our artist page, we have a playlist.
Okay.
And that little imperfection makes it a real person, therefore makes the people who were showing our music to connect to us a bit more. Because it's like, oh, they made a mistake. They make mistakes too.
I love what you just said there. The imperfection is what makes people, in my opinion, more real. I don't want someone that's all showy, and they don't want to show their faults. So for me, I like seeing that. You guys will get to know me because I show my faults all day, all the time, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You got to wear it on your sleeve, and you've got to be. You've got to be understanding that everyone does it. Only everyone makes mistakes. Like we wouldn't have written music if we hadn't have made mistakes, because all of our music is about wrong turns that we took, but they're all really, really nice wrong turns now. I could have finessed that a bit more, like, but.
Would you guys consider yourselves what we call now visionaries? Visionaries.
Visionary.
Yeah. Would you guys consider yourselves that, more colorful thinkers? Pretty much is what I'm saying. Not so black and white, but more colorful. You kind of think outside of the box.
Yeah, I like to think we are kind of like we do think. I think that's part of being creative. Like if you're gonna write a song and you write a similar song to what's already been written, a pretty safe top 40 song that maybe like in a normal pop structure, you're going to be confined to the box and the space within the box. But then if you're like the artists who we listen to, John Bellion, Jeremy Zucker, Chelsea Cutler, they all use techniques and ideas that you haven't maybe heard before. And I think now we're seeing that a lot more, especially in music, during quarantine and lockdown.
Right.